What up, bro? How you doing?
I'm
How's
doing,
quarantine treating you?
bro. I got cabin fever like a motherfucker, bro. I'm ready to streak across the fucking university naked right now, son. Like in old school, you feel me? Like Will Ferrell in old school. Shout out to the
See,
legend.
before getting on with you, I was just getting bored out of my mind, ready to just knock out, and I knew the moment we linked up and I hopped on this, he was gonna entertain me just a little bit.
I look like a fucking clown to you, huh? I amuse you.
All right, everyone. I'm Johnny, creative producer, creative executive, and writer over at Open Doors. And today we're here with Papito Peace, I believe is what you're going by these days, correct?
Today I am today during quarantine. That's the alias, but I go by Peace, uh, Eddie for those that know me closely. But yeah, man.
And you're a DJ and producer, correct?
DJ, producer, tastemaker, curator,
Cool,
uh,
cool.
comedian on the side sometimes.
All right,
You
so
know,
let's keep that going. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to kind of go down this route and start being a creator.
it all started back in 1979, brother. I was touring where Aerosmith. No, I'm just playing. Nah, bro. I mean, I've like as far as like my background, like I'm Mexican American. I'm actually first generation Mexican American. My parents are from Baja, California. So my first memories growing up are from Mexico, and I don't know. Some of my first, I have musicians in my family, like uncles and stuff that play the accordion, um, guitar and stuff. And I don't know. Since I was a little kid, I've always like been curious about music. And when I was growing up, going to middle school and high school, I got this. Remember back in the day, bro, before streaming, there was like the CD service in the back of magazines called Columbia. I think it was called Columbia House, where you would like they would let you order like 12 CDs.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
And
vaguely remember that. I have an idea. You know what I'm
wait, how old are you, bro? How old are you?
we're around the same age, I believe. I'm 26.
Okay, I'm 29. All right, yeah. So you might remember it. Like
I
it
was
was in
gonna
the back of
say,
magazines.
I was gonna say, you know what really you kind of made me think of going off of like you being Mexican and all that.
Yeah.
Um, when you mentioned that, for some reason my head went to those like bootleg like tapes that they would sell
At the
with
swap meet,
music on them. Yeah, at the swap meet, and
bro.
they
I
would
used to sell
always
those.
they'd be like reggaeton mixes and shit, and
I
they
used to
would
sell
always
those, bro.
have just some scantily clad girl on it.
Yeah, bro. I used to collect those. I used to sell those on the side too. When I first got my first computer, like when I was like in middle school also. And back then CD burners were like if your computer had a CD burner, bro, it was like the motherfucking like
Oh my
damn,
god.
you had it. You had it going on if you had a CD burner on your shit, bro. So I would burn all these mix CDs and I would take them to school and sell them to people or just if it was for Shorty, I would like give Shorty a copy, like the slow songs or whatever.
So between those good experiences, the high life and kind of when you started to first dip your feet in the music realm, when did you first go on that journey of DJ?
Well, it was probably like early 2000s, in the early 2010s. I want to say no, I was like probably 19 to 20, and like I was said, I was actually right here, cause I was right here, and my boy has Serato. He's like, listen, man, this is easy. Like, just you just gotta met. It was hard, bro. It was hard. I don't know what the fuck I was. To this day, I still don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I just like I go off. Like for me, I'm like not a technical learner, bro. I'm kind of like more of like I just go by the feel of things. Like I don't like to think a lot. I don't like my brain doesn't have a lot of processing speed. So I like to like learn something and then I just kind of go into automatic mode, which is like if you've come to one of my shows before, people know this. People will notice that like it's not really a technical set that I'm playing. It's more of like I'm going off the vibe. I'm just playing really good music. Sometimes it's music that I just enjoy playing. You know what I mean?
I want to talk a little bit more about you specifically and what makes you you in the sense of your influences and how you create. So, you mentioned being Mexican, first generation. So one thing that I really noticed coming here, I'm from the New York City area. For those of you who don't know, so one thing that I noticed coming here to LA is that the Mexican diaspora and the culture with that is really real out here. So can you talk a little bit about how that culture might have impacted or affected your music in some type of manner?
Yeah. Well, at first, I was like really, I was really because being from that culture, you look at other cultures and I feel like for me specifically, uh, I kind of like was curious about other cultures when I came here because I was like, well, this is my culture, but I was like, what's this rap stuff about, or like what's this house stuff about, or it was just more of like for me, it was me peering out and seeing what other cultures had to bring, but over time, it's grown more into like I hate to say the word proud, bro, because I feel like pride has such a negative. It has a negative connotation to me, but more of like um, for me, it's more like I'm grateful for the culture that the roots that I have in Mexican culture. Like I'm grateful for the fact that I was born where I was born. I'm grateful for the fact that I ended up where I ended up here in LA.
So, I wanna talk about your most recent edit that you dropped online. It's
The
called
the edit pack.
yeah, the edit pack called Quarantine Tings.
Yeah, bro. Like this shit is. I just did it because look, man. I'm in isolation. I'm bored. Uh, so every day I'm just making music, and quarantines is pretty much like songs that I would like to play at the club once we're back out, once we're back outside, and some songs that you can play while you're cleaning your house. You know what I mean? Like I like to take the old and spice it with the new, or like take like rap records and kind of like throw like a Latin infusion into it, or even like a Caribbean influence. With the dance hall songs. So it's pretty much dance hall music, or like dance hall tracks, dance hall edits, and Afrobeat edits. So I took some reggaeton records, like the Bad Bunny record, which is the first track on the project, and I put like a dance hall rhythm underneath it. You know what I mean? See how it sounded. I like the way it sounded. Like the bass knocks. The second one is like I even took like R&B, like Brent Faiyaz, which is one of my favorite artists right now, and put like an Afrobeat twist to it. Um, I I found like the move bits acapella somewhere online, and I thought it would be cool to just drop some reggaeton underneath it, bro. Like, and it sounds lit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait to play that out once all this shit is over. I think it's gonna go over well, but it's just pretty much like my little gift to DJs.
For everything going on in the hip hop Latin space, there's some big developments and growths in that kind of juncture realm there. Um, you know, what do you think is the next
I
sound?
think the next sound's coming from Africa. Um, like on one aspect, for my interest, it's coming from Africa. Like the Afrobeat sound is definitely barely gaining traction, and I mean it's been popping in Nigeria and in these African countries for a minute, but I think it's gonna get a global. It's gonna continue to capture a global audience, and then also like the Rancho Humilde Corrido side is also going to grow and bleed more into a U.S. Into the U.S. market, just because the Latino population is just growing more and more. You know, generation after generation. So I think that's gonna get bigger. And then reggaeton's just gonna. I think it's already taking over the world. And it's just gonna continue to carry the torch.
All right. Well, y'all heard it here first. Now y'all know what to tap into. But in the meantime, Peace has got some fresh new music for you. Tap in.
Let's go.